Hey guys, this is my vocabulary homework. This week we were specializing on logo and value. So I'll kind of just read through the definitions like normal and then kind of talk about the pieces that I drew. So first one was shape as an icon. Essentially, it's an object or image attached to a meaning. So as you can see, certain objects or images, identify or replicate to another meaning. Down below, a logo or a symbol. The difference between this and a shape that I saw was the symbol or other design adopted by an organization to identify its products, uniform, or vehicles. So up here, you would think like, okay, well, that's a shape, that's a shape. These are more or less just like vague, kind of like everyday things, like, for instance, a bird, a puzzle piece, a cloud, the atomic symbol, diamonds. Down here, these are essentially symbols, right? But they identify its product, uniform, vehicles, things behind it. So, for example, like the Nike symbol, or, like based off of a TV show, nuclear reactor symbol, the Avengers symbol, if people watch Marvel. Good. Going into my next ones. So, shape recognition, kind of like it explains what it is really just in the term, but it's the ability to identify and name shapes, and the shapes pop out to your eyes and where you're drawn to them, essentially. So as you can see, I kind of just initially took my black marker with a ruler to create my shapes. If anything was more spherical or curved, that was just my own doing. But I picked out three different color schemes and then just kind of shaded it in, so you can see whether it was like circular or rectangle, triangles, and so on. The last ones were, we were told to identify tint in a shade and then the value scale. So first off, a tint, a mixture of a color with white, which increases lightness, while a shade is a mixture with black, increases darkness. And, I'll go into there as well. So essentially, I picked out from our markers like the dark blue and then the light blue. So adding in white, of course, like into that, like it had stated. The shade, it's where an artist adds black to a color to darken it down. So clearly, I didn't really use black. I didn't have to. What I essentially did was just draw purple and then like continuously circle and use almost like a grayish kind of seam. I just felt like if I used black, it would make it completely black, and that was defeating the purpose of what a shade was. It was just essentially to darken that original color down. So, the value scale, a system of organizing values consisting of 9 values. I couldn't fit 9 here, but ranging from white to black with several shades of gray in between them. So essentially, simplifying all that down, you essentially just take one color, whatever it may be, starting from light, and you work your way down to dark, essentially, till where you hit black. I didn't want to just continue using black, so I really I used light blue, and these ones were all light blue. I just continued to color it in, and you can see where it gradually gets darker and darker. Here is dark blue. This one, I used a colored pencil, white, in some of them to kind of like lighten them up, and then increasing in darkness as they continue on. So those were the vocab terms for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.